Hi, and welcome back to Hedge Fund Manager and Karl-Mikael Siding. In today's deep dive of Centene, we're at the technical analysis stage. So what we want to identify useful, reliable trends that other investors are creating for the stock price as they are trying their best to jostle for the maximum returns. They are thinking in bets. They are thinking in terms of ranking and sorting their investment alternatives. And that's what's creating these buys and sells, which in turn creates patterns for the stock price. So let's take a look at Centene's stock price. Well, it should have been an easy analysis given their historical track record of share prices. I mean, there are some very nice channels and patterns here. Unfortunately, right now, it's a train wreck. You can hardly see it in the chart, but right here at 55, at the end of the chart, there is a complete disconnect and it's crashing right back down to 32. So this is, make no mistake, this is trying to catch a falling knife. This is a new situation. But as I often say, you shouldn't put too much weight on the technical analysis. We are looking for extreme points where the technical analysis tells us that it's a strong headwind or it's a strong tailwind, or rather that there is a headwind or tailwind at all for us to at all care about. But right here, the technical analysis, it's just, well, you've thrown it out the window. Zooming out a little bit to a 20-year chart, you can see here that 10 years of share price progression has come undone because of this sharp price fall just the other day. So the question we have to ask ourselves as fundamental analysts is this a correct reaction, or is it an overreaction? Perhaps this is just an unwarranted puke, like a gut reaction from a negative information point. So that is what we're really going to try to assess here and when we're going deeper into the fundamentals of Centene. Additionally, we also look at the macro picture. So what are the big picture factors that could make it a little bit easier, a little bit harder for a company like Centene to reach its guidance or continue along the previous trends? Is there anything really big in terms of macro that is a hindrance or a help right now? So we talk about, for example, market valuation levels or jobs and consumer spending data and stuff like that. Recently, there's been a lot of talk about tariffs and a lot of talk about, for example, this DOGE, Department of Governmental Efficiency in the US. And that might mean that government-sponsored programs like Medicare and Medicaid, they may get a slightly lower budget for because of these new incentives or new initiatives. But on the other hand, the entire DOGE project, it has come crashing down and become just a marginal occurrence. It started out as something that was supposed to save $2 trillion per year. Then it dwindled to 200 billion, and then in the end, right now, it's in the tens of billions of dollars in actual efficiency gains, and those are probably also going to just dissipate because it simply isn't that easy to change these big government programs that are already in effect, coming from the outside, like Elon Musk did, and trying to run this like a software company doing beta testing. So I wouldn't bet on things being that different. But I suspect that part of the reason that the stock has come crashing down so much for Centene is that on top of reduced guidance from the company, you also have this simmering worry that maybe Medicare and Medicaid might be cut down a little bit, but nowhere near, I would guess, in the order of size, order of magnitudes that the stock price seems to be thinking is going to happen. But that is for the next section, when we move over to the fundamentals of Centene.